Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, this is going to be much better than a brown note. Vanilla Black Note is an 11.3% Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout from Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. Ever since they announced this Black Note variant in late June, I've been watching, waiting, hoping, and wanting this beer, and today it's finally here. As usual with these highly anticipated Bell's beers, you either have to know somebody, you got to stalk Instagram, or you got to be at the right place at the right time. So I just want to give a huge shout out, a big thanks to John for the heads up on when this was being released. The last release of Black Note was in 2017, and it looks like this is going to be the only Black Note release this year. There's only a few more weeks left, but I don't see another one coming out. It seems like it gets released in fits and starts, which is kind of the opposite of how KBS is getting released going forward. So let's jump into this one, but first we'll get a look at the label. Fun fact, Vanilla Black Note, like I said earlier, is the very first variant of Black Note. It's a short fun fact today. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll take a look at this. Actually, before we take a look, I wanted to pull out, this is a 2017 Black Note. I'm not going to be opening it today. It's one of my last bottles, and I'm kind of I don't know what I'm saving it for, but I'm not going to drink it today. Just wanted to show the differences. So first off, if we look at the top, the caps are different. Bell's is just going with the traditional Bell's cap. They're not doing anything really special. Obviously, the Black Note cap is just like, it's a one-off cap. It's like a record, some vinyl. And the two bottles look, the labels look very similar. So the Black Note regular bottle's blue. The Vanilla Black Note is more of this white kind of pale, maybe like a beige color. It says Vanilla Black Note in white on the front in 2019, as this is the 2019 version of it. And it says Vanilla Stout aged in bourbon barrels, brewed and bottled by Bell's Brewery Incorporated in Comstock, Michigan. And you can see it has the record, the vinyl with the light shining on it, but it's really faint because obviously it's white on white or white on an off-white with a brown border around the side. And then on the back, it says a malty harmony of dark chocolate espresso and dried fruit notes, aged in freshly retired oak bourbon barrels, aimed squarely at stout aficionados. Black Note, and there's a registered little trademark there, makes a grand statement about the art of the dark. This version is aged with Madagascar vanilla beans for a sweeter, creamier twist, has a government warning, and then it has all the deposit information, shelf life unlimited, alcohol 11.3% by volume, packaged on November 19th, 2019. So it's right now it is the 15th of December. I'm going to grab my Bell's glass here, and I'm going to grab my bottle opener. We're going to give it a crack. Like I said, I'm just really looking forward to trying this. Let's pop that top. All right. And again, I always love seeing that little vapor, that little mist come out of the top. Let's put a nose on the bottle. Ooh, has a real big bourbon aroma. But then I also get this nice chocolatey note and a vanilla note as well. Obviously, Black Note, Vanilla Black Note. You should get vanilla out of it and chocolate, as it says. Yeah, it just smells really rich. But there is, at first whiff, I was getting a lot of bourbon, but not so much as it kind of went by. So let's go ahead and pour this. Wow, really dark coming out of the bottle. Almost like it was almost opaque, but it wasn't. You could just barely see through it a little bit. I'm going to put the bottle on this side. And as you can see from the overhead, that head dissipated like instantly. I maybe at the height had a finger, and then it just fizzled out. And that's all she wrote. There's not much of a head here left at all. So let's go ahead and hold it up to the light. Super dark, very dark. This little kind of crimson, dark red, brownish color around the bottom of the bulb of the glass. Let's go ahead and put a better nose on it. Has a lot of a dark fruit aroma in there. I'm getting a lot of that. I'm not getting any kind of, it says espresso. I'm not getting any espresso note at all. Smells a bit bourbony, smells a little bit of like I said, a dark fruit. I'm not getting the vanilla now out of the snifter itself, but I was getting it out of the bottle. So let's go ahead and dive in. Cheers. Wow. Fudgy, chocolatey, dark chocolate taste right in the upfront. The mouthfeel is just like a nice medium mouthfeel. It's not too thick. It's not thin. It's kind of got this creamy note to it, this creamy kind of overall flavor to it, or mouthfeel to it. Just super dark chocolate, super fudgy, really rich, but not to the point of being overbearing. I think it pushes that chocolate, that richness, just to the edge, and then it kind of subsides a little bit. There's a little bit of a bourbon note that comes through. There's a little bit of a bourbon bite to it. It comes through on the swallow. It comes through on the aftertaste, but it's not heavy. It's not heavy-handed. It's not like beating you over the head. It's just a nice, subtle bourbon flavor in there as well, bourbon characteristic. And with that bourbon characteristic, that's when that dark fruit kind of flavor comes through as well. I'm getting a little bit of that dark fruit flavor in that swallow in the finish. And in that chocolate, that rich, fudgy, chocolatey goodness in there, that's when that kind of coffee, that espresso, earthy kind of characteristic comes through just a little bit. It's not pushing it too far. It's not overpowering. The vanilla actually in this isn't as pronounced as I was expecting it to be. I mean, this is vanilla black note after all, right? So I was expecting it to have a really big vanilla bite, which I'm not getting much of a vanilla bite to it, to be honest. Let's get another taste. It might be in there a little bit with the chocolate, but I really have to search for it. I really have to dig for it. Now, I really like Black Note. I think it's like a perfect stout for me. I love the chocolate, the kind of chocolatey notes to it. Let's check the temperature on this and see where we're at. With these beers, you want to be between 50 and 55 generally for a stout like this, kind of high, ABV stout. I'm kind of getting here. My thermometer's dropping to about 52, 51, and it's kind of leveling off here. I'm at 51.1. I'm going to stop it there because it's kind of slowed down. 51.1 degrees. That's, where I'm expecting it to be. Sometimes I might sit and let it warm up a little bit more, but I think that that's actually a pretty good temperature. And I think that's a pretty solid temperature. I think it was, this is right about the temperature that you want to drink it, maybe a little bit warmer. Like I said, while I'm not really getting that vanilla piece that you should get in a vanilla black note, I'm not really picking up on that vanilla taste much, but everything else that's there is super solid. Like I said, super chocolatey, super rich, super thick, not thick, but super rich, super fudgy. It has that really nice chocolate taste in there, a little bit of this earthy quality. Now, as I drink a little bit more, I'm not picking up on any of the barrel aging, any of the barrel. It's kind of not really there. Let's get one more taste. I'm not really getting much of that bourbon flavor, but then again, everything that I'm getting besides that, it's all falling into place. This is a really good stout, a really good if you're a chocolate kind of stout lover. Kind of that coffee note is in there just a little bit, but this is a perfect kind of chocolatey coffee stout for me. The coffee's not overpowering. It's really nice, rich, thick chocolate flavor, and that's what I come to a beer like this for. This is what I like I said, I was expecting a little bit more of the vanilla because the vanilla is not really in there to me, like to my taste. I'm not picking it up, and that oak bourbony kind of barrel characteristic kind of died out after the first swallow or two. At this point, I'm not getting any of that at all. So if you've never had a black note, it's a really great beer. If you've had a black note and you were and it's a good beer, just overall. If you were expecting to get that vanilla flavor, like you're a black note just lover aficionado, you have like 87 cases of black note, and you wanted to try something that was a little bit different. Maybe it is a little bit different. Like I said, I don't want to really crack one side by side here right now. Because I only have like one or two black notes left from 2017. And I'm kind of savoring them or holding them for something. I have no idea what, but if I cracked them, I could probably tell you that they're different. And obviously, this one's 2 years old, so there's going to be a little bit of a difference there. But the small piece of me that's a little bit disappointed is disappointed that the vanilla wasn't so much in there, and that the barrel has kind of it's really drowned out by all these other great flavors. So it's a great beer on its own. But again, I'm not picking much up on the vanilla at all. I'm not picking much up on the bourbon characteristic. I am getting that nice coffee flavor and super chocolate. If you're a chocolate stout fan, this is for you. If you're a black note fan, this is probably just as good as any other black note you've had. If you haven't had black note, this would be one that I would seek out. I think it's one worth trying. All right, friends, that has been Vanilla Black Note. Have you had this? Are there any more beers that you're looking forward to trying in 2019? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell, because I'm here talking about beer twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's all for free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed. Also, you can text or leave voicemail with any of your questions to the Draft Therapy hotline at 224-DRAFT-20. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.